Thank you for joining us on another edition of Blitz. I'm Brian Carter. Today's episode is powered by DCMM. We're here at Banks County with head basketball coach for the Leopards, Mike Cleveland. Coach Cleveland, I'm excited to be here and talk Leopards basketball with you. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for being here. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, I enjoy it, and it's really fun to watch your team this year. You guys are off to a 7-1 start, 2-1 in region play, and coming in early this year around the area, people had tabbed East Hall and Banks County as the two teams that we're going to be the front runners for this region. It would appear you guys are playing up to the hype right now.
I really like this team. They play hard. These guys have been battle tested. These seniors were just 5 and 21 a couple years ago, and they stuck with the program and believed in me as a coach and my coaching staff, and have worked really hard to get to this point. And just have a good group of kids, good mixture of kids right now, and work hard every day, yes sir, no sir kind of guys, and proud of the guys.
And now, so far, your only, I guess, speed bump or hiccup, as you want to call it, has been East Hall, and that was a little bit of a heartbreaking loss for us to actually witness that and to go in overtime because you guys had the lead for much of the game. Talk about that game in particular, what that did for your team, because I know there are such things as a good loss. I'm not sure if that fits in that category for you.
First of all, East Hall is a great team, very good team, well coached. I've known Coach Dix for a long time. He's got good players on that team. I was really proud of the way we competed in that game. I think we showed East Hall that we definitely can play with them. With that said, we did lead a lot of the game. Made a few mistakes down the stretch that cost us, hoping that those mistakes, there's things we can fix, and hoping to get those things worked out and come out on the other side of that next time we see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next is I'm sure you guys have that scheduled, or in the schedule you got it circled and kind of ready for a little revenge on their court.
Yeah, no doubt. It'd be great to get a win at East Hall.
And what does it say about your team, the way that you were able to bounce back from that and handedly beat Dawson County on the road?
And that's a tough place to play. Coach Burgess does a great job. His kids play hard. I was proud of the way we went up and played that night. It shows the maturity these guys have. Again, they've been through the hard times, and for us to lose the way we did at East Hall and feel that heartbreak and to go on the road and get a win says a lot about the kids.
Absolutely. Good character on your team. And like you mentioned, this is a team that just won 5 games a couple years ago. Last year, kind of a surprise team is what you guys were. Upset some teams that ended up making the state playoffs, and you guys came pretty close to making state yourself. So when you look back at the last few years, what's been the key to that success to kind of build the program up to where it is now?
Well, the kids have stuck with it. We threw a lot of these guys out as freshmen when really they probably shouldn't have been put in those situations. And they've been through the hard times, and they've stuck with the program, and they play hard, and they do what we ask them to do, and it's starting to pay dividends for us.
Yeah. And now you have 8 seniors, I believe, 6 juniors on the roster, somewhere in that area. It would appear that all the stars are lined up, and you guys have a great opportunity here in 2014, 2015 to really make a splash in the state tournament. Do you, from your perspective as a coach, do you kind of have that sense of urgency and put that on your guys to want to win now?
We do. We don't want these seniors to go out without that experience as far as being in a state tournament. I usually don't set goals about region championships before the season, but we definitely this season, before we started, said we want to play for a region championship, and we want these guys to experience the state tournament this year. Yeah,
and it's been roughly about 12, 14 years since that's happened, a long time. Some of these guys were 3 years old, some even younger than that. If you got some sophomores on the team that were maybe 2. Talk about is that what makes these guys tick, and how hungry are they to get to state?
They're very hungry. Winning, is a habit, and unfortunately losing is also. From a coaching standpoint, it's been tough to go through the hard times. But again, you got to give credit to the kids. They've stuck with us. They've worked hard. Last year they got a taste of winning and what it felt like, and boy, that's really carried over. Had a great summer, and playing pretty good basketball right now.
Yeah, and again, it's really fun to watch your team, especially like in the game against East Hall, where Austin, you leaned on him. You work from the inside out. Him and Zach got some early baskets, but then you got a guy like Zez Steeple who really has stepped up his game in the last couple of years, and the kid can score from anywhere on the court, it seems like. How fun is that for you as a coach to be able to watch your team, be able to, you could send a different guy out there any night to be the high scorer?
We're playing 9 guys consistently this year, and I don't feel like we fall off at all with any combination of 9. and we've had several games where, you know, it may be the ninth guy on the bench come in and score big. So I like the chemistry of this team. I like how many bodies we can put out there, and I like the ability of our guys. You know, at Dawson tonight, Jordan Barnett scored 19 points.
Right.
He's a kid that didn't score against East Hall. So just having that flexibility is tough, I think, for other teams to match up with us.
Yeah. And when you look back, this is your 4th year head coach here at Banks County. So I imagine it's a little bit special when you have the seniors on this team that you've had for 4 years now. When you look at this team as a whole, though, where do they kind of fit in terms of the teams that you've coached before?
I told some people before the season, this could be the best team I've ever coached. And I had some pretty good teams at Hart County, you know, teams that won 20 games and went in the state playoffs. But this team has that potential also. Great group of kids. They work hard. They get along with each other. They like each other off the court. Yeah. And I just enjoy being around them. And that makes it fun for everybody when you have those combinations of things working together.
Yeah. Now, last question for you. It's a tough one. But when you kind of step back and look at this season, kind of your expectations and realistically what you have on the court, but you have a solid team. Where do you see things shaking out here at the end of the season?
We want to play for a region championship. I mean, that's our goal. You know, I think if we can get in the state tournament, I think we're a tough matchup because of our size with some people. And you know, Zez is a special kid. When you put the ball in his hands, he could take care of it. He's quicker than most people we see. And with the size we have, you know, we start 6'3", 6'7", 6'9".
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can do that right now. So we think we're a tough matchup for people.
Yeah. All right, well, Coach, I really appreciate your time here on Blitz. Glad to have you on here and looking forward to seeing the Leopards make some noise this season.
Thank you. We always enjoy it. Thanks.
When we come back, we're going to have a few of the Leopards get some face time on Blitz: Austin Venable, Zez Steeple, and Zach Orr.